Hey everybody, today's words to live by are: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And that is from Epictetus. So we're going back a ways and we're digging into Stoic philosophy, which I love. I just absolutely enjoy a lot of the Stoic wisdom that has been passed down through the ages, and I try to follow as much of it as I can. And I just think it's a great way to go through life with sort of an inner power that is really unshakable at its best. And so Epictetus really brings this to the forefront with this quote, because how often do we sort of get stuck on something that happens to us and we don't respond or react really in a powerful way? We sort of shrivel and we kind of feel sorry for ourselves and whatever. I mean, we've all been guilty of that before, right? And so there's two examples from my life that come to mind right away. The first one is with books. And so along the way, I've written and published 9 books. And one of them, I won't say which one, I was really disappointed at the sales. And it seemed like one out of all of them in particular was sort of lagging. And, I started to get into the state of mind of like, what happened? Did the publisher make a mistake? Is it printed wrong? I tried to think of all these things that I had no control over, but which may have been the cause, quote unquote, of why the book wasn't selling. And the minute that I said to myself, you know what, just write a better book, like that's the answer. Just do better next time. The whole thing changed. And then the next book I wrote after that actually did really well. And so I was pleased, but it was sort of that response, that initial response where I'm like, well, it couldn't have been because the book wasn't very good. And that probably was the answer. Maybe it wasn't my best out of the 9. And so I went back and I tried to make the next one better. And that was in fact the answer. The second one, which probably more people can relate to, is getting laid off. And yes, I have been laid off before, and it was kind of a surprise. I was leading a team really well. We were doing well. I was working very hard, and just one day it happened. And I knew that I wasn't necessarily the cheapest person on payroll, and that was always kind of a risk if things weren't going well, sort of on a macro basis. And sure enough, I lost my job one day. And I remember my initial reaction as being somewhat surprising to the person who was giving me the news. And I think the expectation was that there'd be despair, and there wasn't on my part. And I think that was a surprise, like I said, but not to me, because I had sort of years of experience and quotes like this one from Epictetus to remind me, like, it is not what is happening to you, it's actually just how I'm reacting to it. And I was able to snap into gear really quickly. I didn't go through sort of weeks of like, well, what do I do now? Like, do I try to find another job? Do I update my resume? Like, I didn't go through this whole series of like denials. It was just, okay, it is what it is, and now what? Now what do I do? And so I think there's real strength that sort of comes from understanding that you can't change the reality, and the quicker that you actually deal with the reality in your mind, the quicker your actions are going to follow to sort of set the course and set you on the right way. So I think the takeaway here is master your response and you can master your life. So I hope you found this reflection helpful, and please look up more stoicisms. They're awesome, and I'll probably have several more throughout the series. But if you enjoyed this, please like and or subscribe, and I will see you all again soon.